Right, welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. You find us outside of Girona FC. Lovely flag that they put on tonight. I might even keep that as a little memento, obviously in Catalonia. Beautiful vibes around the stadium, I have to say. You know, when you come to these European teams, you're never really sure what kind of ambience you're going to get outside the stadium. We actually walked from Girona train station all the way down to here. It's about a half an hour walk. And it was all positive. I didn't see anything that I didn't like, and you have to almost respect the fact that this is Girona's first Champions League campaign. I mean, with all due respect, this is probably the biggest night in their history. Having Liverpool come to town, you know, the 6-time European champions, and they definitely didn't disgrace themselves tonight. And Girona definitely applied pressure at times. This is your instant match reaction. Let's start off. I'm just going to put that down a sec. Let's start off in the first 5 minutes where Liverpool were on top. There was a couple of chances really early on. Darwin Núñez couldn't capitalise. How many times have we said that? And I think that really affected his confidence as well. I thought the front three actually, apart from obviously Mo Salah's goal, I didn't think they were linking up well enough tonight. There was some nice individual bits and bobs, but as a chain, as a link, I don't think it really clicked tonight. But it didn't need to for Liverpool. However, after that initial 10 minutes burst of energy from Liverpool at the start, Girona definitely came on stronger in the second half of the first half and actually could have scored themselves. So you have to credit Girona. The left back, Mikel, good player. Danjuma threatened a couple of times, but I think Trent actually dealt really well with it. So as the first half whistle goes, you're content. At that time, there's no real rush to go out and throw the kitchen sink at this game because it's not really needed. When you think of Liverpool's record in the Champions League, which is now 6 out of 6. I'm not sure if any manager has ever come and done that, to be honest, for an English club. I'm not too sure. But at the same time, it's an unbelievable record that you have to now respect. So that's 6 out of 6 wins. But because we'd won 5 out of 5, it wasn't as necessary to really go for it in this game. However, second half comes around. Poor again from Liverpool. There was a couple of chances. By the way, Alisson made some incredible saves. There was one from Brian Gill that I remember. And like I said, actually, let's just wind back ourselves a little bit here, because in that first half, there was loads of opportunities that Girona could have done better with. I'm not saying score, but they had some shots on target. Alisson was really was straight into it. No messing around for Alisson. You'd think maybe a game, maybe 2 games to really warm up and get himself back into it, but no. Alisson was straight out the frying pan into the fire, as they say, and when it was called upon, when he was tested and when he needed his concentration, his focus, he had that in abundance. So Alisson was brilliant tonight. Clean sheet, kicked it really well, and a great return for our Brazilian number 1. So as I said, in that first half, you're almost hoping for the whistle because Girona were really applying the pressure. Second half comes around, and again, Liverpool a little bit lacklustre. And it wasn't really until that hour mark where Liverpool got the penalty. I think the goal goes in the 63rd minute, but the actual foul was probably on the 59th minute. It took that long. I mean, we were sat right behind the bench. We could hear everything Arne Slot was saying. We could see the tantrums, the warm-ups. We could see and hear it all. And one of Arne Slot's staff had a look at it on the screen, and this is the beauty and the advantage of being so close to the play. Obviously, we're not hearing what VAR in the control room are saying. But what we did hear was Arne Slot's staff saying to Curtis, go and tell the referee it's a foul. He goes to the screen and obviously gives the penalty. But sometimes, and I like that from Arne Slot's team, because what he's saying there is, don't just accept it's not a foul because he says it's not a foul. We've got cameras, we'll look at it back, and he said, and I really like that, Curtis, go and tell the referee it's a foul. And maybe that's what got it over the line for Liverpool. It was a foul. It was a nasty tackle on Luis Diaz, and Mo Salah puts it away for his 50th Champions League goal. What a feat. What a feat. I mean, he's probably in the top 10 goal scorers. I don't know, don't quote me on that one there, but he probably is now. So over the moon really with the clean sheet as well. I mean, to come here, you know, yes, we know that they're a difficult team because they impose themselves, they make their small atmosphere really intimidating. You have to respect that about Girona. I like that. They're a good footballing team with a good manager. Yes, they've got a few older players and they're trying to pull together a decent squad. But listen, we've had harder games. That was probably harder than the Man City game. And I'm being frank with you. And that's not just because they're owned by Man City either, by the way. So The goal goes in from Salah, really well taken penalty. And after that, again, we could have scored. But there wasn't like a plethora of missed clear-cut chances. It was half chances here and there, scrappy little bits and bobs, to be honest. And again, how many times have we said it this season? Liverpool didn't really get out of second or third gear. But did it matter? No. And I stand here outside Girona Stadium, which has emptied really quickly. The Liverpool fans straight on the bus. No time whatsoever for a little chat, to be honest. They're straight on the coaches and they're gone. But this stadium has emptied really quickly. But I'm a big fan of it. You know, I was saying to Jack on the walk down here that should Liverpool even be playing a team like this with this small stadium? But it's a really romantic story that Girona have got, and I really like those little hidden stories in football. And apart from the fact that they are owned by the City Group, what they've done last season, you have to respect. And that's the romanticism of football that I still get a kick out of. So, not the best game. Credit to Girona for applying the pressure, for attacking Liverpool, for whipping crosses in, for making it uncomfortable. But having said that, I think Liverpool probably had about double the passes, a lot more control, a lot more possession, and realistically should have always won that game and controlled it from the start to the finish. So we take it, we go into Lille next in the Champions League. There's only 2 games to go now. Lille at home, and then we go away to PSV Eindhoven in January. And again, you can afford to put the kids out. And when I say kids, I mean there was some real kids on that bench tonight that were warming up in front of us. Liverpool, vamos! Vamos! So yeah, I fully expect massive rotation against Lille and PSV, but Arne Slot might actually not want to do that. He might really want to keep the record straight, try and get 7 out of 7 and 8 out of 8. You don't want to lose a home game in the Champions League for sure. So controlled. How many times have we said that about an Arne Slot performance this season? My man of the match, they obviously gave it, UEFA did tonight, to Andy Robertson, which, fine with that, no problem at all. I thought Joe Gomez was really good tonight as well. It could have easily been Konate at the back there. So a massive shout out to Ibu for obviously being away, but at the same time, you know, Joe steps in and is absolutely brilliant alongside Virgil van Dijk, and obviously Robbo gets the man of the match. Trent gave it away quite a lot tonight. It was a little bit frustrating, but early on we were right behind him when he was spraying some of those incredible passes, and it's a joy to watch when he really gets under it. It's like a golf shot, the way it floats and lands. But again, he'll be better than that against Fulham on Saturday at home at Anfield. Let us know who else impressed you tonight. Let us know in the comments. And from a rather cold Girona football club, let's get into the player ratings, shall we? Let's go.